What's going on, YouTube? Enjoy here up again with another video. Today we're bringing you my personal Black Ops 6 settings for console. This video is for console, so if you're playing on PlayStation or Xbox, this is what you need to be watching, honestly, in my opinion. All right, so first things first, controller settings. The first thing is the button layout. I play on tactical. For those of you guys who don't know, tactical is if you're new to Call of Duty, if you're new to like playing, I haven't played in a while. It swaps out your melee and your pain stand, like your crouch, to have the stick be your slide or dive, and your melee button is your circle button. I play on Scuff controller. Shout out to Scuff. I have back paddle, so my back paddle is actually my melee button. Sensitivity. This is a preference. I personally play on 6.6. If you want to play on higher or lower, that's up to you. Fine. Swap off. All this is off. I would not touch these because like these preset, anything that says preset, it actually messes up all of your settings and gives you like a preset setting. So I just don't touch this stuff. Swap off. I know like a lot of pro players and like a lot of challenger players they play on flipped. I personally don't see the point anymore because again, shot to Scuff. The new Scuff PS5 controller, the triggers are actually mouse clicks type of buttons now. They're not like full like triggers I have to press down on everything. They're just cleaner, better that way. I don't know. I've always been playing on not flipped anyway, so it doesn't matter. Vibration off. I hate vibrating like when I'm in a gunfight. Might cost you a gunfight, so I don't want to hear that. Dead zones. Again, this is preference based on your controller. I have a brand new controller. You might not have a brand new controller. I would go in here and test out yourself, but this is what I use. I use 2 on the minimum and 5 on the minimum for the left and right. The maximum is 75 and 99. 75 for the left because when you're sprinting or you're using like auto sprint, you don't have to like fully press down or fully move up the stick to start sprinting or omni movement, obviously, any direction. Next up, aiming, sensitivity multipliers. I don't touch that. I don't touch most of this stuff. Advanced aim settings. I did switch one thing, which is dynamic for your aim response curve time. I always will live and die by dynamic as long as it stays around. It shouldn't stay around, but it is. We use it because it starts off. It's like the opposite of standard. It starts off fast while you're aiming, and then it slows down afterwards. So like you can like snap onto people quicker. For movement, sprint assist is on. I'm 35. I'm not in the league. I'm not a challenger player. I'm not following the G on that, the banning of it. I use it. Sorry, I use it. I don't use tactical one, the auto tactical sprint. I use auto sprints. I can just move forward and sprint. Especially with this game with omni movement, I feel like you need it. The delay is 0. If for some reason yours is on a different number, put it to 0. This stuff stays on. This is off. This is off. I did try crouch assist for a while. It's not that bad, but it's preference. But if you're like, so with crouch assist, like if you're sprinting, you see like a hole in the wall or like a vent or something. If you sprint towards it, it'll automatically crouch for you. So that's kind of cool, I guess. But I keep it off. Corner slicing, I did turn off on default. It's on. It doesn't affect your gameplay. It doesn't affect your aim. Exclusive Ace also posted a video about this. There's no peekers advantage that some people thought. And I just don't like seeing my gun tilt like that. Like, I don't know. I'm just not a fan of it, so I just turn it off. Hurts my eyes. For slide dive behavior, I play a hybrid. If you, again, this is preference. If you play on tap to slide, I would turn this on to short so you don't have to wait for like your sliding or your diving or whatever. Like waiting, like there's like a delay. But me personally, I play on hybrid. I feel like hybrid is better. All this stuff I don't really touch. Oh wait, this one I did move. Okay, so automatic airborne mantle. I would turn to partial. Keeping it on all the way by default. There's some scenarios like if you're sliding towards like a ledge or like a heady when you're trying to get into like a gunfight, it'll automatically make you climb that, and you don't want that. So like switching it to partial, it only activates like when you're falling off of a ledge or something, so you can like grab onto it, like grab back onto it or something like that, or turn it off. I mean, but I definitely want to keep it on though. On this stuff, I didn't touch. Movement advanced settings. The only thing I touched in here was a single tap, like I said, for sprinting, so you can tactical sprint with one tap instead of double tapping on your stick. And I did switch plunging underwater free look. I had this like the last couple years as well because I don't want to don't want to sprint, click on sprint or push buttons to like look to go down or move around. I just freely just move around my sticks and not to worry about it. For combat, most of this I did not touch. Again, this is all just defaulted. The only thing I touched in here was this one for interact and reload behavior. I switched to prioritize reload. If you're playing Warzone, I would use prioritize impact so you can like open up your crates quicker, whatever. but I use prioritize reload just because like I want to reload. If I'm next to a door, I can press once to just reload or hold to like close the door or whatever. Next up is graphics. Brightness, I switched up to 60. Again, preference. My monitor, I do different stuff with it anyway to make it look better, which I'll talk about in just a moment. Quality. All right, so this part of the video, skip to this part if you're new to Call of Duty, if you haven't played Call of Duty in a while, if you came back because of Game Pass or whatever. I've seen people not do this, like on TikTok streams and TikTok videos, and it looks awful, and it makes your gameplay worse. Trust me. Roll motion blur, weapon motion blur, depth of field, turn them off. It's garbage. You don't need it. This is not realism bullshit. It's an arcade shooter. Turn this shit off. All three of them. Why? Because with the blur, when you're sprinting around or diving around or sliding around, you're going to get that blur as you see above me, like the right screen. Obviously, I'm blocking the gun right now, but it's fine. You see that blur. There might be a person there that you miss because of the blur, and then you're going to die. Same thing with the weapon motion blur. Turn it off because it's the same thing. When you're moving around, spam, like whatever, sliding around, diving around, your gun does the blur thing. You might miss something you should have seen, and you mess up and you die. Depth of field, same thing. When you aim down your sight, it gives you like that blur around your depth of field. You might miss something that you're supposed to see. You're gonna die. So turn them off. Saves you a life. Trust me. Fidelity, turn on. Gives you a little bit of sharpness for your graphics. It looks a little bit better, looks a little bit cleaner. The strength is 50. I sometimes move it up to 60. I wouldn't go past like 80 because it gets too sharp and it starts to like look weird. I wouldn't drop it lower either. Just keep around 50, 60, 75, whatever, it's fine. Next setting, again, this is preference based on your internet. I personally have good internet. I have fiber internet with like 1 gig upload, 1 gig download, really good ping. So I keep it on optimized. If you have bad internet, if you can't get good internet like that, switch it to minimal. I really wish that there was an option to turn it off. There used to be, but now there isn't. So switch it to minimal. It would help out because if you keep it optimized and you have bad internet, you're gonna end up getting like a lot of packet burst, packet loss, a lot of hitching, a lot of frame drops. It will, even though it will look good, you're gonna have like those weird skips. It's gonna happen because it's trying to download that stuff in the background while you're trying to play. And if you don't have good internet, good bandwidth doesn't mean you have good bandwidth, and it means it's just gonna mess up. So for view, I have field of view at 100. I probably would do at most for multiplayer 105. I wouldn't do anything lower. And I mean, I know like Warzone kids love 120, but that's fine. If you're playing Warzone, 120 is fine. But like for multiplayer, I would keep it like 100, 105 at most. ADS field of view affected. Weapon field of view wide. It makes your gun look smaller. So again, if one slides under you, since your gun's small, you might be able to see them, so you can like snap onto them, get a kill. Uh, First person camera movement least. I wish you can turn it off. So what it does is like the camera shakes. Let's say like you're in a building, for example, like you're in a building, a streak flies over you like a whatever bombing thing. The camera will shake, obviously, like oh, like realism. Turn it to least so it doesn't shake as much. And the last setting for this section is inverted flashbang. Turn it on because I don't want a big bright white screen flashing me. I'd rather just it be black because I play at night a lot, especially streaming twitch.tv/Ordyh. I stream a lot or try to. I don't want like at night. I don't want a big like bright white light like hit my face. I really don't. Next up is audio. My master gaming volume is at 100. I turn off the gameplay music and the cinematic music. No offense to them. Like the music sounds great. I heard the soundtrack online. It's cool. Whatever. I don't want to hear it in my game though. Same thing with the dialogue. I turned down about 30 because I don't want to hear people screaming in my ear like enemy UAV. Like the in game like people telling you like enemy UAV, enemy airstrike, whatever. I don't want to hear that in my ear super loudly. So I keep turning it down to 30. Most of the stuff did not touch. And next up is interface. This stuff I did not touch. I left it alone. Left all this stuff alone. For your telemetry, I would turn on your server latency and your packet loss so it stays on your screen in game so you can see your ping, so you can see if you're getting packet loss. Next one, I'd turn off all subtitles. I don't need to read that crap. Color customization. This is another kind of important one to make your game look a little bit better. Color filter down here. Switch it to 2. Color filter target both, and then The intensity for both, switch to 100. Also, like I said, for my monitor, I have different settings on my monitor for my gaming monitor to make it look like a lot better than what it does by default. The colors more pop out better. It looks better, trust me. Gameplay HUD, last thing. I didn't really touch much of this. I didn't do like any custom HUD settings. Maybe I'll do like another video, like look at them, but I'm not messing with that stuff. The only thing I switched in here was the mini map shape is square instead of round because the square one is bigger than the round one. So you get more coverage on your mini map. So you can maybe see a dot, see something that that you didn't see with the round one. And down here, player's name abbreviated. I use abbreviated because I don't care about your prestige icon or level. I don't care about your clan tag. I just want to see your name and the dot above your head so I can shoot at you. And the last setting I believe that I switch is this one. This one's very important as well. This is a very important setting. Crosshair is set to static because, again, if you have it set to on like by default, the crosshair with the dot in the middle, it'll bob around a lot, like while you're sprinting or even walking around or crouch walking. It bobs around like there's realism, like your gun's moving, like while you're sprinting. So like the crosshair is moving, it's all bouncing around, and like the dot especially bounces like in and out of the crosshair. It's really weird looking. Switch it to static. It looks better, looks cleaner. It can help you snap onto people like when you're sprinting and you start shooting from your hip and going into your ADS. Static is better. I would keep on. I would turn on crosshair dot and switch it to largest because like when you are sprinting, crosshair does disappear, but the dot stays. So again, so you're sprinting around, you can land that dot onto an enemy character, start shooting at the dot. Like like when you're transitioning to aim down sight, the dot will be on them. So therefore, you're going to be on them. Get your shots better. That's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's the end of the settings. Will bring back eventually once CDL drops the official rule set. I'm going to bring back my hardpoint callout videos, and so keep it on that. Subscribe, like, comment. If you guys have any preferences, let me know, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.